We got 2 different outings coming up. First adventure, overnight tent camping. It kind of was a fail, but a success. Second outing, I'm gonna share a trail up American Fork Canyon in Utah with you that you've never heard of and probably never hiked, but you're gonna want to after this. All right, you got 10 seconds of digging and then it's time to go. Were you threatened with time to go? Okay, dig. Okay, you better get your dig in. Okay, get your dig in. Dig. Last chance for dig. Woo! Okay. We're gonna put some miles in where I have to face the reality of putting miles in with all of this on my back, because this is what I leave in the vehicle for a no crap situation. So I'm kind of testing everything that I put together years ago and leave in the vehicle for oh crap. I'm taking them out for a drive. I'm taking it for a reality check and a test, because honestly, when I get back from this, I'm probably gonna have a lot of ways I want to redo this. Let's go put the miles in. You ready, Kona? Are you ready, ma'am, to put the miles in? It's 6 p.m. I think it's not that it's good night. I think it's time to hop in the tent. The wind has picked up and stopped and up and stopped, but everything light. The rain and snow flurries have come and stopped, pass over and stop. Everything's been mild so far. But where we're at 6 p.m. and apparently the severe winds are supposed to start at 7 p.m., which I don't know if any of those winds are going to pass directly through here or if they're just going to be nearby. So I don't know. Today's peaceful. We're here. We're set up. We've drank enough water, eaten enough food. I'm saving serious food for tomorrow morning. We sat around a fire, Kona's played, and I'm the perfect kind of tired and content of yeah, we could just stay up all night, but I really don't want to. In case any rain or snow or hell passes over, in case the wind picks up, I would much rather prefer that I have Kona and I secured away in the tent if and when any of that passes over. You got any desire for right now, Kona? Do you want to keep playing, eating, anything? You want more of anything? Or do you want to wrap it up? Because I want to wrap it up. What do you think, Konas? What do you think? Oh, baby girls. You just get mud all over me? Yes, you did. Are you going to bring so much mud in the tent? Yes, you are. Good morning. And do I have an update for you? Remind me to update you. But first, tent survived. And to make Kona happy, I pulled out the snacks. Kona was a real one last night, and she roughed it through some real cold and some real high winds. So, as a reward for making it through the night, and I'm kind of a jerk for doing this, because by the way, jalapeno heat. This is a Phorm protein meat stick, but it's their spicy jalapeno one. And at this point, I don't care. Kona gets some. If you get the sharts, it's my fault. That's good, huh? It is a little spicy. You do know you shouldn't be eating this. But after the night we made it through, nothing could be worse than that, huh? And that is not bad at all. That's actually great. There's none of the grease. There we go, greasy. So I know I was saying oily, but you know when you have any jerky stick, meat stick, beef stick, and it's super greasy, oily, greasy. It's like the hair of a guy from New Jersey who hasn't washed his hair in 3 months. That's what so many meat sticks feel like as a texture. There's no grease or oil going on in that. Dang, we might have a new favorite. First Phorm meat sticks might be the new favorite go-to. Should we pack these every time we go out? Are you looking at me like you want me to stop talking and feed you more? I told you I'd update you on how overnighting it in the tent went. If you don't mind, I'm going to do it voiceover style days later, because this guy was still a little sleepy, not fully awake, and he kind of rambled on a little bit. So I can make this concise. Kona and I, while still dry, hopped in that tent around 7 p.m. And that would have been great. Dry, go to bed early, try to get comfortable, maybe get some sleep. Is that how it went? No, it is not. A young couple approached our tent while we were in there. I heard voices and footsteps calling out, "Is anyone there? Can you help?" So I popped my head out. What's going on? And I quickly just got the clear picture that their dog, possibly injured, ran off into the mountains. It's lost, and he is going to go try to find their dog and was just asking for help. I didn't really have to think about that decision for long, because at that point, the wind had picked up 50, 60 mile an hour. The rain was coming down heavy, but turning into like a snow, sleet, hell. Just laying in the tent when we were trying to get comfortable and sleep, it was pure misery just hearing this storm. But I chose to step out into that storm, because if that was Kona, possibly injured, ran off, lost in those mountains in that storm, like, no questions asked. I'm not stopping until I find my dog. So for them, it was easy. Yeah, bud, I'll join you. Let's go find your dog. We put in a lot of miles, got soaking wet. Best part, we found their dog. It was injured, which is sad, but he was able to find their dog, get back down to their camp, and then start booking it down to their vehicle so they could go back to the city and get care for their dog. But that means that we spent some time walking up those mountains and got soaking wet, so we really didn't sleep well or ever get warm last night. Oh, that sun being out feels so good. And my feet are actually warm right now. And my fingers are semi-thawing out right now. Rest of the day is gonna be a good day. Gonna be a good day. Oh my goodness. I mean, just look at what's ahead. Fort parking lot's right ahead, but look at that mountain. Why is it the day we come up to camp in the tent, it's all wind and rain? And then the day after, when we want to leave, it's blue skies and it's a whole jam. It'd be like that sometimes, right? The overnighters concluded. Can we look at this spread? Can we just look and admire this spread? My Utah people are gonna know Harmon's. This bowl is huge. This bowl is huge. I load it up in a way where I can eat every bite, but I know that there's a bunch of stuff in there that I can give Kona her bites. And I don't know what it was about that. Not so much the hike, like the miles of the hike, but just the roughness of that ruck and then the cold of that weather last night. But I am pooped. I'm emptied. And I know I didn't bring a lot of food in the pack for Kona too. So I can only imagine that she's like, what the heck? Why ain't you feed me? Let's get it. Let's get some cheese. Let's get some chicken. Let's throw it down, girl. I'm so happy right now. I'm so freaking happy right now. We deserve this, Kona. We're gonna pig out. Now let's go ahead and get to the next adventure. Come along for a day hike. Let's put some miles in together. In the last video, a little dramatic. At the end of the video, I said I know where we're going next. Drum roll. Guess what? We're just back up the same canyon in the same area of mountains that we have already been exploring. But we came back for a reason. We're going to check out a goat trail. The maps show and label this little hoof, this little foot trail, and it calls it goat trail number whatever. But OnX Backcountry's map is showing that there is a goat trail that connects this whole path that goes to the right, and that it connects and goes over the mountains and then interlinks with the trails over there that go up to Silver Lake Flat Reservoir. How difficult is it? What are the conditions of it? Winter apparently is wrapping up here in Utah. We didn't get a lot of snowfall this year, but there's still snow up there, spotty. So I like the idea of this route that I've built in the OnX app, but before I ever dare bring a group of locals here to hike, me and Kona are gonna go scout it out together. But regardless of what today brings, right? Goat trail is like doable or not. We found a cool path, and whether we make it far today or we cut it short, I don't care about outcome. We're just finding out one step at a time, huh, Kona? Kona loves this river so much because there's so many great access points that are exciting to her and a bit of a rush, but they're safe enough that I never really worry. You know, there's no Kona getting swept away in this river. I just blindly let her go in there. She's proved that she can navigate it and always come out alive. When she was a puppy though, this river almost swept her away. Literally when she was like a size of a Chipotle burrito, I accidentally threw her ball. Yeah, I lost grip on my throw and I accidentally threw her ball. Cut it, threw her ball in the river, and her as a little puppy, just so much of that blue heeler drive, she went leaping for her ball into that river when she was the size of like a Chipotle burrito, and she started going downriver. That was a fun, like, panic moment and go hop in to recover her. But now I trust her. Now she's master of the river adventures. All right, let's cover some grounds and find this goat trail. What do you say? Is it snack time? I don't know what miles we've put in so far, but as of right now, this goat trail or sheep trail number whatever is totally doable. We're late in the winter, so there's not a lot of snow, but there's still patches of snow. I want to say that this is totally doable for about anyone. Hey Kona, what do you think? Dried mango? Dried mango? Time for some dried fruit. Oh wow. Oh, crunchy mango. Num 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 num. If I had to give like my thought just based off of the ground we've covered so far, I would say this is awesome and you need to put it on your list and you need to come hike this. Is it time to keep walking? Or do you just want to enjoy the view? We're just barely past the halfway mark, and I gotta be honest, we're rating this sheep trail 5 out of 5, 10 out of 10, whatever your system is. It's not the most advanced, it's not the steepest, it's not the most amount of miles, but it is definitely the scenery. It's excellent views, it's unique trail, and a lot of switching in just the condition of what you're walking on. And to be honest, I think it's 5 out of 5 because this sheep trail is so unknown, and I am going to assume it's very less popular, that for me it's a 5 out of 5 because we just haven't run into any other humans. There's nobody else out here hiking this. Like, I know there's humans in the mountains right now, but on this sheep trail, there's no humans. To get occasional breaks for views like this on a less popular sheep trail like this, put me in, coach. Count me every time. This is now joined my list of full yes all the time, anytime. Like, this is now going to be a regular for me, and I want to try it in different seasons. It's a good enough hike to like give any hiker, no matter their like pro skill level, a good workout. So you get the miles in, you get the exercise, and yet it's just friendly enough that I truly would bring anyone here. We could conclude the day right now with that view, and it is a win. Let's keep going, Kona. We're a little past halfway. Let's keep getting the exercise in, huh? It is so hard to tire out Kona. The Blue Heeler, Border Collie, Mini Aussie in her, like, it is so hard to push an adventure and put enough activity and miles in to truly tire her out. I've never tired her out to the point of like collapse, or she lays down and says I won't go anymore, or tire her out to the point of I have to carry her. Like, I've never found her limit. I actually think I'm crashing, curling over in the fetal position and giving up before Kona is. Truly, I actually believe that, because I can't find it. I can't find the like, you've pushed her so hard that she's done, she's gonna clap, she won't go. This machine, this itsy bitsy machine keeps going. Yes, I'm talking about you. Yeah, stick time. I'm glad you kept that stick. It is such a winner, Kona. I don't think you could have found a better stick. I'm impressed with your stick selection skills. This is where this sheep trail finally collides with the road that goes up to Silver Lake Flat Reservoir. Ooh, look at that little tower. Don't even know what that does. Weather, comms, some measurement, who knows? Well, the windstorm that Kona and I slept in a couple nights ago definitely blew down some trees. That's the hiker's trail coming up from Tibble Fork Reservoir, and it crosses the road that's meant for vehiculars, and that's what we're looking for. That's our hiker's trail up to Silver Lake Flat. It was worth backtracking and coming down the dirt road just to catch this trail, because it's a little bit more beautiful, a little bit more fun for Kona. But we found it. It was kind of the longer route, but hey, when Kona enjoys a good hiking trail, I'm always in for it. We're already mission accomplished. Like, we've already completed that sheep trail. So now I know what's the conditions, steepness, difficulty, safety, and requirements of that sheep trail. And to be honest, I've already made up my mind. It is safe enough and doable enough for a group hike, as long as people know the seriousness of good footwear, or maybe some trekking poles, and that we are hitting some grounds that have some tight, narrow mountain zigzags that require paying attention, being careful, working together as a group to just make sure we are all making it along the way safely and getting home safely. But success already. I know the true success will be when we hit Silver Lake Flat Reservoir, but as of right now, pause for just the success of, we hiked that sheep trail that I've never hiked before, never even knew it was on a map. And the ruling is out. It is the perfect trail to bring a group back on, probably in the next few weeks here. But even though we found out what we came to find out, doesn't mean we're done. Onward, upward, at least up to Silver Lake Flat Reservoir. Oh, what a good day. What a good day. I forget how this little stretch gets steep. Yay. made it to Silver Lake Flat Reservoir. It's definitely windy, but it's good to hit end destination. It's good to feel accomplished. There's a raven circling overhead that Kona's eyeing, trying to figure out how to get to. Trying to figure it out, Kona? Yeah. Squirrel? Yeah, squirrel? All right, goodbye, Kona. That view is worth it every time. After looking at the time, we're not gonna hook it up and take the trail to the upper Silver Lake. We're just gonna enjoy the table here. Oh, that feeling. We made it, Kona. We made it. I spy snacks. We got food for you, Kona. Nate's Honey Company. Raw and unfiltered honey. Just this half ounce of honey. It hits. It's a little pick-me-up. Get a whole box of these. Stuff 1 to 4 of them in your bag every time you go hiking. And when you rip the top of one of these and have some of that honey, oh, you're gonna love it. And by the way, dogs can have honey. The moment it hits your tongue though, it's like immediate pick-me-up. It's kind of an immediate smile on the soul. Let's get a little bit of them electrolytes. If I just open up beef jerky, Kona's gonna come running. Oh, there you are. You heard it, didn't you? Okay, sit. Good girl. Look at what we got. You want some of them? I'm not calling you chunky, I'm asking if you want a chunk. Solely fruit jerky, mango raspberry. Come take a big bite. Mango raspberry. Yum. That's all you want? There you go. That was a grown woman bite, huh? Can I have a bite though? You still want last bite, don't you? There you go. Is this the only reason why you're pals with me? I don't think we're buying Archer again. I think we're only buying First Phorm meat sticks. Holy crap. They're kind of the winner right now. Mountain Ops and First Phorm meat sticks are just winning right now. They're beating out Archer and Chomps and like Tillamook. They're beating out everything. Oh crap. Hey Kona, I didn't know that our bottle was already full. How long was that water full and overflowing? Why didn't you let me know? Why didn't you let me know? You want to drink some? You can't have much because it's got electrolytes, but you can have some. And I don't even know how much of that you're allowed to have. But you just had some. Let's see if it was as good as it was last week. Oh, it still provides the brain freeze. Holy crap. I literally know how cold that's gonna be. Oh. Oh. That's a brain freeze that almost makes you tear up. That's a Glacier Blissey again. Oh. What is this temperature? Is it like negative 100? Is this just like another realm of temperature? Or is there just magical properties to mountain water that hits? Okay, forehead's filling that. But I'm so thirsty. That is some of the cleanest, freshest water. I'm going to forever keep calling that a glacier blissy. Come meet me in my office. You have had a great peer review. Everyone has said your performance has been up. Due to your increase in performance, you can have some beef jerky. Okay. Bye, Felicia. The further you walk away, the more time you give me to eat all the beef jerky and not give it to you. And now I think it's solitude and relax time. It's that time in the day where we're gonna say goodbye to Silver Lake Flat. I told you, your stick's right there. Right there. Oh my goodness, right in front of you. There you go. Did we find a stick? I told you I threw it that way. If you get some time, and if you have any interest in that sheep trail, comment or message me anywhere, any way you can, asking it about it, and I'll make sure to get you the details of how to find that sheep trail and how to experience that hike. We've got some time for some trail talk as we head off the mountain. What's on the heart is accountability. And maybe broadly said, it's just the act of not cutting the corner or taking the easy route. Not when people are watching. When people are watching, there's a performative side of us that like doesn't cut the corner to make sure people see that we got this, we do this. I'm talking about a level of accountability that is to and with self only. That level of accountability. Not the accountability that involves others seeing you or knowing. That's where performative can get in the way. But whether you're 9 or 18 right now, or 27, or whether you're 36 years old right now, this will actually be relevant to every stage of life. When nobody's looking, and there would be no punishment for cutting a corner, for half-arsing it, for skipping it, for not doing it, for not owning it or accounting for it. In those moments, when the only person that does know is you, whether you do or don't, did or didn't. In the moments when nobody can see, nobody knows, and hence you could get away with it. In those moments, that's where you are formed, forged, and that's where you are developed. Now it's interesting because when we say developed, right? I've heard frequently that like a human is developed in the first 7 years of their life. So much truth to those type of studies. And then a human is influenced by their parents or the atmosphere they're raised in. So like, it's not their fault, you know, like it's the atmosphere they were raised in. That's what formed them. All these things are like so true. Valid type of studies, good things to know. And It starts with me. I believe that fully. I believe it all starts with you. And not in a pursuit of control, but just in an awareness, a reflection, a grounding, and a sourcing from self, not giving our power or our victimhood away to anything else, but keeping ownership right here with us in that pursuit, healthy pursuit. I would dare say that you actually forge yourself more than you think, and not just from birth to 7 years old, but actually past 7 years old. See, past 7 years old, you hit all these moments where nobody's looking, nobody sees me, nobody knows. So do I complete the homework or not complete the homework? Do I admit that I hit somebody's car door with my car door, nobody saw, or do I just not tell anyone? Do I take the shopping cart back to the stall? Nobody can see me, I could get away with leaving it here. And the list goes on and on. There's so many small moments, like just a long path, miles and miles and miles of all these just marbles, all these breadcrumbs, just all these moments. All these moments in life where nobody sees, nobody knows, nobody will see, nobody will know, and you could do it or you couldn't do it. You could get away with it or you could own up to it. And it's all up to you. How cool is that? Finally, something in your life that's all up to you, where there is no outer circumstances that has any say or control in it. Pretty cool, right? There is moments in life that are all up to you, and it's all in your hands, and you have all the control. And there's plenty of moments in life where we don't have any control or say, and the circumstances are outside of us, and we don't have much say in the matter. And that might be why it is so important to, with like a conviction, honor sacredly and view it big and important, these small little moments where you can make it right, where you can be right, where you can do right, where you can act right. Those small little moments when nobody sees and nobody knows. Like you could just, you're alone, nobody's with you, and you didn't tell anyone that you were gonna go run 5 miles. Nobody knows that you made a commitment to go run 5 miles. And then you're out running, and it's a little steep or difficult, or it's a little cold. Nobody's around, nobody can see, nobody knows the original plan and commitment. You could literally just halfway turn around and give up early, call it quits and head in, and nobody would know. And it doesn't affect or harm anyone. So in that scenario, the accountability is only to yourself. It's only to the promises you made to yourself, the commitments and plans that you made to yourself. And frankly, does your life pivot and change, and does the world come to an end if you just like quit early, stop early, turn around early, head in early? No, probably no harm done. But live 1 or 2 or 3 decades living that way, where every time nobody's looking and nobody knows, you kind of cut corners, you kind of don't own up to it, you kind of take the easy route, you kind of quit early, you kind of do half the job, you kind of take it half the way, you kind of give it half of what you've got. Do that for 1 or 2 or 3 decades, and you just developed who you are now, later in your 20s or your 30s. And so when you look in the mirror when it's not going great, you got nobody to blame but you. This comes from a heart space of experience, by the way. This isn't brash or harsh, and I'm not just talking to you, I'm talking out loud with you as if you're here with me, because this does come from experience. I had moments in my life where like intent and integrity was like super high, and I cared to always the extra mile and do the right thing. And then I think I had like a pretty dark and cold, calloused, given up, bitter chapter of my life called my 20s. And if nobody knew and nobody was looking and didn't affect anyone and nobody knew, I took the easy route. I cut the corner. I gave up sooner, I quit sooner, I put less in, I didn't give it all. I didn't really impress myself because I never put it all on the table, and lost a drive and a dedication to personal excellence and broke promises to myself. So I know what this feels like in every part of the spectrum of this that we're talking about, which is why it's on my heart today. Because many things we could talk about, they get complex enough where you could be thinking, oh, well, what about this? And all these circumstances and scenarios outside of you where you don't have any say or control. But this is a little nuance to life that I love, because it doesn't involve anyone else. And you do have all the say and all the control in it. And you are behind the steering wheel. And you are developing and creating and designing and shaping your life in this context of what we're talking about. So, when nobody's looking, when nobody is listening, nobody's looking, when nobody can see you, when nobody knows at all, when you're 100% on your own, complete it. Take it all the way. Finish it. Go the extra step. Go the extra mile. Create. Give it your all. Pour everything out that you got. Make something great in life. Be something great in life. Let's put a few more inputs in. You'll reap the reward later from outputs. Maybe push a little bit harder. Maybe study one more hour. Maybe you said you'd study till 9 p.m. That was your plan and your commitment. But then at 7, you get a text from the temptation of friends to come out, go hang out, go party, go play, whatever it is. Well, maybe nobody knows. And maybe if you dipped out early and didn't study those extra 2 hours, maybe nobody would know. Maybe it wouldn't affect anything right now. I know that's how it feels. But time after time after time, you skip those 2 hours of study. You skip those commitments, those promises, and that giving it all in building and nourishing and developing the pillars, the legs, the foundation that your life later is going to stand on. If you cut those corners, it's going to pay off in a piss poor way down the road, I promise. That I learned the hard way. So, maybe you went to go run the high school track early in the morning and nobody's watching. And you're tired and you're thinking, that's it. That's all I got. No, screw that. Do 1 or 2 more laps. Maybe a subject you're studying and trying to get better at is kicking your butt and you want to give up. Screw that. Keep forging forward in that knowledge development. Acquire that knowledge. Study, get obsessed, no matter what it is. Could be a topic, could be a modality of art or creation, could just be your required studies for some educational path you're on. Maybe you're in a relationship and they've voiced that they don't like it when you do this or that, but they're not around and they're not home and they can't see and they don't know. Well, do you do the thing that they don't like you to do? They're not around. They wouldn't know. Or do you honor and respect them and not do that thing they don't like you to do, even when they're not around and they can't see and they wouldn't know? There's every area of life. There's 1,000 examples where this applies, so you get the point. Impeccable with your word, impeccable with your actions. And most importantly, when nobody knows and nobody's around and nobody would see or know any different of whether you were impeccable with your word and your actions. That level of self-accountability, that level of keeping the commitment and the promises to yourself when nobody knows. That's the magic. That's the source. That's the thing where you have a little say in building and creating and developing the direction and the outcome and the fruits and the foundation of your life, is by just right now, as early as possible in your life, just start the habit. Just try your hardest to hold yourself impressively high to a standard of being beyond impeccable with the commitments and promises to yourself, with the actions and with the words and with the effort and with the do I do it all the way to the highest integrity and standard, even though nobody's around and I could get away with doing it subpar? Well, right there, when you even question that or even have that like contemplation, that is the moment more than anything. It's more important in that moment than in moments when people do see and witness your actions and your words and your commitments. Of course, when you have the social pressure and the complexity of knowing that you're being seen and observed and witnessed by others, of course, in that moment, will you lift it all the way, hit the bar, keep the standard, do it with full integrity and intent, do all 10 reps, put your all into it. Like, you will. That's the thing that we do when others that we care about, their existence in their life, when we're being witnessed by them, we uphold the integrity. We give it at our all. We own our mistakes. My bad. But when we're alone, we could take the easy way in life and cut so many corners and not own up to or account or confess for so much, whether that's to others or just ourselves, or whether it's to God. Talk about a rambling of a trail talk, eh? I think I remade the same point in 100 ways and just said the same thing over 100 different ways. But maybe that's because I hope that it really sinks in and that you get the point, that this applies in so many moments, so many ways, so many areas of life, and that there are so many years, hours, months, days, minutes, and seconds that we are alone by ourselves. And so it is our choice whether we uphold an integrity and a standard when nobody's watching and nobody knows, whether we are honest and truthful when nobody's watching and nobody knows, whether we give it our all and lay it on the line and take it to full and completion when nobody's watching and nobody knows, whether we own and take accountability and confess when nobody's watching and nobody knows. Oh shoot, ran over a mailbox and nobody saw me. Well, nobody saw you. You could drive off and get away with it, or you can come to a stop and go up to that homeowner and like, hey, ran over your mailbox. How can we square this up and settle this and make sure that we're good? How can I take care of you? Just that level of integrity, dedication, accountability, and honesty to yourself and to the world when nobody's watching and nobody knows. That. Oh, care about that. Care about that. Journal about that. Reflect on that. Keep track and score of that. Measure that. Live by that. Be attuned and connected to that. If that was a gauge, a tank, a meter, if that was a score, if that was a 1 to a 10 or a freaking A to an F, like if there's a score on that, stay honest and truthful with yourself and stay connected with that. Reflect and measure that. Know that about yourself and make it, if you choose, a way that you are beyond excellent. Because that you can choose and nobody can take away from you. Nobody can rob of you. You can lose it all. You can be rock bottom. And if you have that, that is still there with you when you hit rock bottom and nobody can take it away. And it's the exact ingredients you need to start a new chapter and to rebuild. So you might not know it yet. You might not believe it or feel it yet. But I promise that self-oriented, that self-grounded, that coming from and sourced from self accountability and integrity and dedication and standard set for the moments in life, that will be your superpower if you choose to make it so. I promise it'll be your superpower. And one day, many things you have built and created, many fruits you have earned from your hard labors, many a great people you find around you, many a great moments and laughter you have. I promise one day you'll go, holy crap. All of this was only built and created because of me, because I never cut corners on my integrity, on my standards. I never cut corners on my accountability. And I really never cut corners of word and action and character, even when nobody was watching, nobody saw, and nobody would have known any different. But you did. And if you stay dedicated to that, and you'll know every time, and if you keep stacking those bricks, that'll be the strongest foundation you have underneath you that has nothing to do with your career, with your marriage, with your kids, with your assets, with your possessions, with your money, with your fulfillment, with your service. Like, that will be an invisible, character-based only, inner-derived only. That will be a foundation that even if everything else walked away from you, crumbled, fell apart, and went away, you'll have that foundation. And nobody can take it away. And if you still have that foundation to stand on, you'll always be fine. Hot take. If you don't have that foundation to stay on, and that character isn't there, and you always took the easy way and never accounted and broke integrity when nobody knew, it didn't affect anyone, but you knew. See, that will rot away at your inner foundation. And then when the winds and quakes of life come, and when all falls apart, and when you hit rock bottom, you will have no inner foundation to stand on. And it'll be 1,000 times harder to move forward, to rebuild, I promise. So that inner foundation that you build when nobody's looking, when you could give in to easy, to convenient, to comfort, to quit early, cut corner, at every one of those temptation crossroads in life, don't give in to those temptations. Hold the line, hold the standard, hold the bar. Develop and strengthen your accountability and your integrity and your trust in yourself and your confidence in yourself, and be beyond impeccable with your word and your actions to yourself and for nobody else and for nothing else, purely just for you. Build that inner foundation and you'll be good. And you'll be good. You've got this. I believe in you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. You've got this. I'm not tearing up, you're tearing up. That was a good trail talk. Thank you for coming with me today. check-in. I feel really proud of Kona and I. I feel excited and grateful that there's still new things to explore. Who knew? For a canyon I've been coming up my whole life. Who knew there was a sheep trail out there that I've never heard of, never seen, never hiked? Success. I love that feeling of experiencing first. Just getting off this trail, it feels so clear right now that there's areas that I like to serve, there's projects I like to put myself towards, and they're sacrificing purely because I'm like almost out of guilt or should or social commitment. Like I feel like I need to be there for all these things and moments that happen that are really other people's things and moments that are their thing. If and when I can, great. But not always, and not at the detriment of what's burning in my heart. Like always, it's never goodbye. It's just, I'll see you soon. There you go. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Okay.